My best friend since childhood said, I need you to step down as maid of honor. You're not even invited to my wedding anymore. I replied, I understand. What Carrie didn't know was that I'd already spent $8,000 on her wedding. The bachelorette party in Nashville was fully paid for. 11 girls, private party bus, VIP tables, custom matching outfits with her face on them. I'd taken out a personal loan for it. Booked time off work I couldn't afford. Turned down a promotion that required travel because she said she needed me there every step for emotional support. I even canceled my dream trip to Greece 3 times because she kept saying it was selfish to travel alone when she was going through wedding stress. But when Carrie sat me down that Thursday night at the coffee shop we'd been going to since high school, her face hard and determined, explaining that Darren's colleague Sophia would be more appropriate as maid of honor because I was still single at 32 and it looked bad in photos, I just nodded quietly. Honestly, you've been super negative about Darren anyway, she said, though all I'd done was ask why he still had his ex's photos up. Sophia understands what it means to support a relationship. She's been incredible these past 2 months. She actually said I should be grateful she was telling me in person instead of over text. She waited for me to cry, to beg, to remind her I'd held her through her mom's death, every breakup, her eating disorder in college. Instead, I said those 2 words and stood up to leave. I understand. She grabbed my wrist. You can't just leave. What about all the deposits? I pulled out my phone, transferred her $2,000 on the spot. For the deposits, I said. The next morning, I booked a one-way ticket to Athens. 6 weeks in Greece, the trip I'd dreamed about since reading mythology books in elementary school. Carrie had always said traveling alone as a woman was asking to be murdered, that Greece was overrated and dirty, that I'd be miserable eating dinner by myself. Said I'd look pathetic posting solo vacation photos while everyone else was getting married. 10 days later, I was standing on a ferry to Paros, watching the Aegean Sea stretch endlessly blue. I found a tiny room in Parakia through an elderly woman at the port who took one look at me and decided I needed feeding. Started taking a pottery class from this local artist, Dimitri, who spoke 10 words of English but taught through gestures and laughter. His mother, Katerina, ran the attached taverna and wouldn't let me eat alone. My terrible Greek made everyone laugh, but they'd patiently correct me. Meanwhile, my sister kept me updated on the wedding disaster unfolding back home. Sophia, the new maid of honor, had apparently taken over planning with 0 experience. The bachelorette party was a disaster. Only 4 girls showed up. Carrie had tried to get a refund for Nashville, discovered it was under my name, non-refundable. She'd called my mother crying, saying I'd sabotaged her special day by leaving. According to my sister, Carrie was frantically calling vendors, discovering I'd been the only one actually managing anything. She'd been telling people I'd had a mental breakdown and abandoned my duties. But 3 weeks in, I was brown from the sun, speaking broken Greek with confidence, dancing until dawn at local festivals. My sister texted that Carrie had asked for my Greece hotel information to send my things, obviously trying to figure out where I was. I knew she was slowly cracking. Week 5, Katerina's nephew Nikos arrived from Athens for summer break, an architecture student who spoke perfect English. He had this quiet way of sketching while I worked on pottery. We started exploring the island together, him showing me hidden beaches only locals knew, me teaching him American card games during long nights. He didn't try to kiss me, didn't make it weird, just became this unexpected friend who understood why I needed to be there. We'd sit in comfortable silence watching sunsets or talk until 3 a.m. about everything. My last week sitting at Katerina's taverna, my phone exploded with notifications. I'd forgotten I'd turned on Wi-Fi. 23 messages from Carrie. The wedding was off. Darren had been sleeping with Sophia the entire engagement. The 2 months of Sophia being so helpful were them planning their own future. Every mutual friend had known. Some had tried to warn her, but she'd cut them off for not supporting her happiness. The last message, sent an hour ago. I know I don't deserve anything from you, but I'm alone and scared and you're the only person who ever really loved me. Please come home. I'll pay for your ticket. I need you. I showed the messages to Nikos, who read them and simply said, she threw away gold for copper. I typed back, I'm sorry you're hurting. I hope you heal. Her response was instant. You bitter bitch. Enjoy dying alone with your cats. Then, Greece? Seriously? You're probably getting trafficked right now. So pathetic. I hung up inside and looked at Nikos smiling over his sketchbook where he'd been drawing me without me noticing. My flight home was tomorrow, but Katerina was already planning my room for next summer. I realized I hadn't been lonely once. Definitely the best betrayal of my entire life.